I've been looking through a lot of BTS albums lately, with 𝘰𝘄𝘵 in the military and 𝘬𝘢𝘳𝘵𝘢𝘠. It made me kind of look at all those things that BTS has done in the past. In this video, I'm going to show you my favorite BTS albums. Well, my favorite BTS album versus my least favorite. If you guys really like this, I will make a part 2 because this was really hard, but disclaimer. This is not sending them hate in any form. I just wanted to show you guys my favorite and least favorite album. So without further ado, let's get into it. Firstly, each of these albums are based on this scale: songs, music video, and cover art. Overall, I think these three categories can give us a more distinct feel of what we're looking at. My favorite album is You Never Walk Alone. This was actually quite a hard choice because my second favorite was probably Love Yourself tier, but for now we'll focus on You Never Walk Alone. This album is extremely intense overall, from songs to music videos, definitely not cover art. When BTS had the BTS universe in their music videos, I think it genuinely added to their music overall, because not only did it provide a visual to the lyrics, it kind of provided a fun little mystery for people to figure out. In this album, there are 18 songs ranging from solo to group music. The 8 solo songs consist of Begin, Lie, Awake, First Love, Stigma, Reflection, Boy Meets Evil, and lastly Mama. Each of these songs all have some form of music video to them, which we will get into later, of course. But the songs alone provide us a look at each member's own unique personal touch. Honestly, I think that's what carries the first part of the album. Of course, we have more gems such as Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Not Today, Spring Day, Am I Wrong, 2-3, 21st Century Girl, and Outro Wings. Blood, Sweat, and Tears is not the title track of this album, but it was in the previous album, and this song alone is more lore heavy in my perspective. It's a good song, it's a great song, but it definitely is very suited to lore purposes for my reasoning of liking this album so much. However, I have to bring up Spring Day, since it is the title track of the album, and I think it kind of ties everything in a nice bow. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, along with the 8 solos, do a very good job at the feel of the music. They do a very good job at telling you a story without visuals, and they kind of just loop everything nicely, but Spring Day kind of gives it that finishing touch. Even though this entire album is just mixed in with Spring Day and a couple others, Spring Day has provided us this kind of sweet bow. Of course, this isn't the entire focus, so we head into the final 3 songs: Lost, Cypher 4, and a supplementary story, You Never Walk Alone. Lost is a gem that shows off the power of the vocal line, just like Cypher 4 is with the rap line. Both songs give us a masterpiece. While one is definitely more intense than the other, I'd say both are very well crafted, especially with the lyrics and the live performances we've gotten. Last, we have supplementary story, You Never Walk Alone. I really like this song, honestly, and I thought it was going to be more or less a talking piece, but it's actually lyrical, and that very much surprised me. I think it's very pretty sounding as well as the meaning, and it's probably one of my favorite underrated songs from this album. This is one of the strongest plot points throughout the BTS universe. Of course, previous albums do wonders, but with each solo song as well as Blood, Sweat, and Tears, I believe it carries the lore intensely. Perhaps it could be because I originally got into BTS with this specific album, but I think it's extremely well made, eye-catching, and paired really nicely with the music. Like, it's phenomenal. If we look over the solo songs, it genuinely feels more of a story than a music video, which I mentioned earlier, but I couldn't just, ramble about that yet. Plus, I really enjoy being told a story, and BTS was one of the first groups I got to know to do this, that actually put some form of storyline. Through the solo music, we see each member portray a part of their background / side story. These music videos as well give us an insight on paired relationships throughout the lore, such as Yoongi and Jungkook, Jimin and J-Hope, Namjoon and Tae. Now, the reason I didn't mention Jin is because he is kind of the main, I don't want to say main character, but he kind of is the one who, he kind of gives us the protagonist of the story, like the main protagonist per se, since he is trying to save them from an endless loop. But in Blood, Sweat, and Tears, we actually get to see Jin face these issues, as well as in his solo song, Awake. We get to see Jin's previous struggle with the Run album, but throughout this album, we actually get to see him face these issues head on almost, especially the way that this ties in with his solo song Awake and actual Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I think it's very interesting how heavily those are tied together, because in Awake I remember him holding like the flowers and stuff, and the flowers actually became a staple, because if you read the webtoon, it's like one of the first chapters where you see him holding stuff like that. Overall, I'd say the music videos though are one of BTS's best. While I do think the cover art is simple, as it is just a bench stop, I think it's kind of admirable. While the seat is quite simple, as well as the coloring of the actual album, it feels very much all a part of the story. Personally, I think this offers almost a sense of clarity. The bench, it kind of signifies that without one, there's none of them. Overall though, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. From music to visuals, it's all a 10 out of 10. If I had to recommend this to someone who has never heard of BTS, I think they would be overwhelmed by such work. I think this would be a good start for a lot of people who are thinking about getting into BTS, specifically the lore really. While it can be super overwhelming if you get into the lore, the music is 100% worth it. Couldn't stand the song. I really couldn't. It's awful. Not only did I think it was overplayed to the max, I just thought it was kind of annoying. I was beginning to think BTS was catering to more of a Western form of pop, and I missed the original eclectic album. But I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt because it was still during harsh COVID times, and I think that a lot of these songs that came around when COVID was out it kind of gave just like a fun vibe because, you know, a lot of people were struggling during that point in time. As of now, I would definitely be proven wrong later, because as of today, you know, I don't really mind the song that much. I still would not listen to it on repeat at all, because it's just not one of my favorites, and it probably never will be, but it's a lot more bearable today than it was, you know, in 2021. I mean, it's very lighthearted, and I just really don't vibe with it. Not well, you know, which is fine, as every artist comes out with songs we don't always enjoy. Even though I'm not the most fond of the actual songs, I actually adore the music videos. I love Permission to Dance music video. I fucking love that. Not only did I think it was super colorful, it made me actually not mind the song so much. Something about the fun colors and the crazy bright ass hair that Namjoon was scoring, it couldn't be helped, you know? It just was like, wow, maybe this song isn't so bad. Jin's little dance, I think both music videos are stronger than the actual songs, 100%. Like, if I had to do this on a rating, I would say the songs were like a 5 out of 10, and then the music videos were like a 7. That's how fucking hard it is to find font. You understand that this is a pretty good fucking font. I absolutely hate font. I hate looking for it. I hate staring at it. But BTS, they slayed. That's all I got for you guys today. Do you agree? Are we not friends anymore? Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Never gonna stand a chance. Heartbreak like a sad romance. Said that you'd never come back again.